Hi, I'm Al. I'm in my outdoor kitchen, and I use this kitchen, by the way, for a lot of videos because it sort of frames everything in and it gives me a work table. It's great. I love it. Of course, I love it probably because it's got the barbecue back here and I do a lot of cooking. I wanted to talk about I think it's Hydrex brand. It's the BlenderBottle, and I received this about a week ago. I meant to write a review on it. I actually started the written review, but I hadn't really done a video. If there's something I know about, it's these types of beverage, or typically water bottles. And what caught my eye on this particular product was that it had a 3-position dispensing mode, which, you know, most bottles don't. I brought a collection of containers that I've actually used for cold water, and I'll tell you why. I've never found one bottle that does everything, although my priorities are probably different than yours, and my priority is ice cold water. I love ice cold water. So if that's important, then this particular bottle isn't really my number one. But I have to respect the fact that this bottle is more for bicyclists, people that are out running possibly. It indicates in the advertising that it's double insulated or insulated. And I've seen other reviewers talk about that. For me, a truly fully insulated bottle would be actually this type of bottle. It's a double-walled stainless steel, and yeah, I can hear the ice in there. I put ice in this yesterday, and the ice is still solid. This container, above all my other containers save for this stainless steel, which is, again, double insulated, true double insulated, these two will keep the ice for at least a day. This one, because it's fully covered, this one not as much because it's got a removable top, but I assure you that these are truly insulated. So I also ride a bike, and my bike bottle is this bottle, which has absolutely no insulation. When you open this up, it's basically just an extruded aluminum container, anodized finish. So no insulation at all. Well, this one's one step ahead of that. It is insulated. I put some ice in this bottle. Let's say it was at 9 a.m. in the morning. By noontime, after a couple, 3 hours, the ice had melted. And I had this in the garage with me. The ice just didn't last. Maybe a little remnants. So insulation wasn't what interested me, and I'll tell you the feature that really caught my eye and that I've used. They've got a 3-position cap, and interestingly, I'm going to see which one, I can't tell, because here's another thing. The markings are part of the mold, and here's the two. I think this is the lock. So it's locked right now. It's filled with water. I don't see any leakage. I can squeeze it, nothing. I come off lock and I go to the 2 position, and bingo, look at that. So if I want to drink out of this bottle, and this is interesting because it's just for me, if I'm in bed, maybe I'm not feeling well, but I always have water on the bedstand. With this container, I can be laying on my back, and if I lean back, no water. So it locks the water unless you do this or you squeeze. Well, the squeeze function works well. So I realized this is great if I'm laying down and I don't want to tilt a container like this one with a wide mouth, you tilt back when you're laying down. You know, it could run on either side of your face. So that was the big feature that caught me. I was interested in that. The fact that it's actually a squeeze to serve type bottle. There's another position here which isn't the internal straw position. You can still squirt it. You try to squirt it down like this, nothing. If you're in the up position, well, you know, maybe this is it, and there's my confusion. I guess this is the straw position, number 2. The other position, the other position I had it in happens to be, and see, it won't work squeezing it in the upright. It'll only work if you use it like a typical squeeze bottle. And that was the other thing that confused me. I'm going to have to take some white paint and, or maybe a label, my label machine, and just put a couple of notes on these positions. Bottom line is, I like this bottle for the one reason that it's a very safe dispensing device for water. If I'm, number one, if I am on my bike, I like the idea of just holding it up to my mouth, squeezing and drinking. I can control the dispensing. And, you know, of course, see, that's not the position. And that's locked. And here we go back to upright squeezing. Okay, so I'm on the bike. I got this sucker up here. I squeeze, I can still look ahead, which is a big benefit when you're on a bicycle. I want to look forward. I know some of my friends that do touring, they might be willing to lean back and squeeze, but anyway. Actually, the truth is, and you'll see it in my review, if I'm riding my bike and I want to take a break, including a water break, I actually stop. Isn't that novel? And I'll get off the bike and I'll rest a bit and I'll have my ice cold water. And that leads me to the comment that for a bike ride, I might load this into the front of the bike as auxiliary water. But in fact, I've got a carrier, and I'm going to post a picture of my bike, and you'll see on the back of the Trek, I've got a Trek hybrid. I've got a box in there. It's a fabric box. I've used it for years and it works great. I can put cold drinks in there, tools, whatever I want. When I take this with me, this is my ice cold water supply, and I don't have to worry. It's extremely dependable, it's durable, it does not fit on the bike rack as this one does and this one does. So I'm going to rate this at 4 stars, not because it's not an excellent bottle, but even for the bike, when they said double insulated, I was expecting, or insulated, I was expecting that I'd be able to keep water cold for many hours, and that's unrealistic. I can see now what they're talking about is insulated so it doesn't sweat, maybe keeps the ice or the cold water cold for a longer period than if it was just like this, a single shell. Might add something interesting. I'm somewhat in the beverage industry. This is a trick you might appreciate. I have 2 plastic cups. This large one is for my gluttonous friends. The beer goes into another gluttonous cup. But if they want to do ice and soda or whatever, so I serve in this. I found that if I took this plastic cup, which comes from another collection, I can drop it into the bigger one, push it down, and I now have a double-walled cup, and I do use these all day with iced drinks. I usually have iced tea, take it up to my office. I can safely put this on a table, and because the beverage and the differential of temperature is between the inner cup and the outer cup, and there's an airspace, you don't get that sweating that people are talking about. And I saw it mentioned by another reviewer. So that's it, 5 stars. I think it's a great product in the personalized product industry. Every one of these things gets imprinted with a corporate name or an event or whatever. I would not be surprised to find out that the ad specialty industry has this cup. And possibly the manufacturer here has already sold it through the advertising specialty market, which to me makes total sense. I just am not real excited about this 3-way valve. I get it, but I'm going to have to remark this a bit. I can't expect the manufacturers to do everything. I can understand there's a limit to what you can do that'll last. Topical markings on plastic will wear off. These embossments that are built into the mold for this top are forever, typically. But you can take fingernail polish or any enamel and just go over these numbers and it'll make them pop, because right now it's sort of a blue on blue. Thanks for listening to the long video. Beverages are somewhat my passion. I'm also in the coffee industry. So I've enjoyed all these cups. They all have a unique feature that makes me want to keep them. But as for this one, I'm definitely going to keep it. It's just not the answer to everything, which, again, I think it's unreal to expect that. But even as a bicyclist, not a touring bicyclist, but somebody who goes out on rides, I'll definitely put this in place of this one, because this is a technical upgrade, and I like it. It's sort of cool. Just wish it would keep that ice in solid form a bit longer.